Do you believe that you're good enough to be a personal chef and actually be successful at running your own personal chef business? You might be on the fence right now thinking about, do I really have what it takes? Well, in this video and in this episode, I'm going to break down for you why I believe that you actually have what it takes, and I'm going to prove to you why that is true. Hey chefs, it's Andres here. I wanted to make this quick video. And if you're listening to this on a podcast, or maybe you're watching this on YouTube, you're in the right place if you're wanting to start or grow a personal chef business. But one of the things that I hear so often from many of you is you don't know if you really have what it takes. Now, I know many of you are like, well, I know I have the skill set. I really love to cook, and I think I cook good enough. But there's all these other things that go into your mind. There's, can I run and operate my business? I'm not really good with talking to people. Maybe I'm not feeling like I'm really good at tech and setting up all these systems and doing all these things with computers and technology. And I get it. It's really easy to start to look at yourself and say, do I really have what it takes to be successful? And one of the things that I've realized as I've coached and helped a lot of chefs and what we've done at Chefpreneur, when we really approach this from a level of a lot of chefs don't really spend a lot of time learning how to be tech savvy and learning how to do systems and sales and marketing, right? And we get all that. But what we say at Chefpreneur all the time is we really believe that most chefs are a Ferrari engine. You might have a business where you feel like you're a Ferrari engine, but you're stuck inside an old jalopy, an old beater car that's just like, oh, I got a great engine when you look underneath the hood, but from the outside, you're not being represented as such of a Ferrari engine. Or maybe you're just like an engine stuck in the garage. You're not even in a car. You have no basis on that. And you're trying to really figure out, how do I move forward from knowing that I have these level of skills, this level of passion, but how do I actually move that forward with a business, and can I really achieve it? And the reason why I said I was going to prove to you of why I believe you can, I want to really just remind you of a few things. There's a story that I personally honestly love, and it's about Steve Jobs. And if you don't know the story about Steve Jobs and Pixar is that company that obviously, like we all know now, with all the 3D animation, and Toy Story is pretty much the big first huge hit that Pixar released. But a lot of people don't know the backstory of that. When Steve Jobs started Apple, he was beyond his time as far as like bringing a computer to everyone in America, okay? And now we're recording on videos, and you're probably been watching this on a phone, right? Which is crazy to think about. But in those times, Steve Jobs, he was like, I want everybody to have a personal computer. And at the time, people were like, no, we don't have, that would be thousands of dollars for someone to own one. And he's like, well, I can see it. I can see everybody having a computer in their home. And when he developed this computer and he started putting it all together and having the engineers and all the things put it together, long story short is he went to go do marketing, and he put out this full page ad. And I don't remember where it was at, but he put out basically a full page ad and had all the dynamics of, all the megahertz and all the, gigahertz or whatever you call it, right? I'm not like the best with tech myself, but putting all these things in this ad, all the bells and whistles that this computer had, and nobody bought anything because they didn't understand it. They didn't know what the computer held. And the reason I'm telling you this is because this was not necessarily a lack of Steve Jobs knowing how to put a product together and make an amazing product like a personal computer. It's that he didn't know how to translate and communicate what he was doing to the masses. And so basically, he didn't know how to tell a story. He didn't know marketing. Now, I'm giving you this because it's like, you might be sitting there saying, Chef, I kind of am like a Steve Jobs. I know I can cook. I know I can deliver an amazing experience from my heart. I know I love people. I know I can deliver a world-class experience. And it doesn't mean that you're a Michelin-starred chef. It doesn't even mean that you're like some highfalutin, elevated chef. It means that I know I can cook really good, and I know I can make people come back for more and feel loved while they're eating and enjoying an experience from me, right? But a lot of times, many of you guys just don't know how to translate that. So going back to the story with Steve Jobs, when he was doing that, I won't get too far into the story, but basically the founder or the co-founder of Pixar, which was John Lasseter, he was at Disney, and he was doing animation for Disney, and he was telling the people at Disney, all the CEOs and the uppers at Disney, hey, I want to work on 3D animation. Like, well, we'll give you some money to do that. And he needed a bigger computer. He needed a more fast computer. He needed things that were going to be able to create the graphics needed to actually fulfill his vision of what he had for 3D animation. And in long story short, Disney pretty much let him go. They shut down the whole project. They said 3D animation, nobody's going to buy for that. But someone told him about Steve Jobs. So what did he do? He went over to Steve Jobs and he told him about the project of him wanting to do 3D animation and needing a better computer. Steve Jobs says, you know what? I'll supply with the computer. But in the meantime, what's crazy is as they work together, John Lasseter, he knows how to tell a story. He's a writer. He's a producer. He's an animator. He knows how to tell a story and make a movie. And so he started telling and teaching Steve Jobs that you created this amazing computer, but no one's going to buy it because it's too complicated for them to understand. So he advised advised him, and long story short, as we now know, Apple is one of the biggest marketing machines in the world. They have such great brand recognition that you just see the Apple and you know, oh, it's a great product, right? Now, I personally use Android myself, but you know what I mean. And after he basically signified all these marketing campaigns to be more storytelling, where the ad that he took out for the original iPod, if you guys remember the iPod, I think it said like 5,000 songs in your pocket. That was the ad. There was no all this gigahertz, all this stuff. And that's where he started selling the products that he was good at making. And so going back to you as a chef, you might be saying, chef, like, I don't know marketing. I don't know how to communicate myself to the world. I don't know how to elevate my brand to speak to the people I want to speak to. Well, the truth is that we know you have the goods. You're like the Steve Jobs. You know how to develop the product. You know how to develop the experience, but you don't know how to put yourself out there. You don't know how to present that to the world. And that's what you do with branding. And so many chefs that I talk to, I know they can do it. I know you can do it. If you're listening or watching this, I know you can actually do this. You just don't know how to present yourself. And the branding, when we take that Ferrari engine that you are and we put the brand around you, we put that engine into an actual Ferrari body, open the garage, put that puppy in first gear, put the sunglasses on, and roll down the street, you're now actually rolling down the block as the brand that you were born to be. Because we already know that you have the skill set. And that's what I wanted to prove to you, is like even Steve Jobs, with what we think how intelligent he was, he didn't know how to market. But once he learned how to market and basically through branding take himself and expose what his product is that's so amazing to the world and have them understand it, the rest is history. It's one of the most valuable companies in the world, right? So think about that. So I wanted to just use this content and really this video to encourage you that I believe that you have the skills and you have the talent. You just need the brand to represent you and put it out to the world so you can actually communicate it to the clients that are going to be looking for what you have to offer. Hey, if you're watching this video on YouTube, we'd really love for you to just hit that like button. And if you're even feeling very generous, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you click that bell for notifications. We'd love for you to continue to tune in to this channel. And if you're listening on our podcast, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. We'd love for you to tune in as well as we come out with more episodes. And if you're ever interested on saying, you know, I'm in a spot right now where I feel like I know that I want to do this business. I want to put myself out to the world. I just don't know how to do it. I don't have a brand. I don't know how to create a brand. I don't know how to do marketing, all the things that you need. You can, in the bio, you can click a link and book a quick discovery call with my team. And we'd love to just hop on. There's no commitment, no pressure. It's not a sales call. It's just to figure out where you are in your journey and see if we can help you. All right, so tune into the next video. We appreciate you and we will see you soon. Again, you have what it takes. You just need to have the brand and know how to put that out to the world to represent what you truly deliver. God bless you guys. We'll talk to you guys in the next video.